Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Fashion Catalog, your #1 channel for fashion and beauty DIY. The major aim of this channel is to empower us so that we can do things, especially in the fashion and beauty industry, by ourselves. So please kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. You can also hit the notification button, that is the bell, so that you can get notification on my new videos. So for today's DIY, we are going to be drafting a 6-piece gown. The upper part of the gown is going to be made of another material, while the lower part is going to be of another material. So this is what we are going to be using for the down part, the 6-piece part. So for this video or for this tutorial, we are going to need our fabric, we are going to need measuring tape, we need our chalk, we need scissors, of course the customer's measurements, and then this is a makeshift ruler. Of course, I told you this is DIY channel, so practically everything is going to be makeshift. This is our ruler and this is the zigzag scissors. The reason we are going to use this zigzag scissors is because I don't want to hem the bottom of this garment. So to start, the first thing we are going to do is to spread out our garments. This method that we are going to be using today, because there are actually different methods for cutting 6 pieces. The method we are going to be using today is actually the most conservative of all. What do I mean by that? This method is actually going to minimize your material, just in case you're looking to save material. But the thing about this particular method is that you can only use it on plain materials or materials that don't have pattern, or if you're not so much concerned about the pattern of the material. Because if this material has pattern, then this method will not work. I'm going to leave a little space, probably about 1 inch or 1.5 inches. For me, preferably, I like to use 1.5 inches for my zip allowance, so that when I do the French seam, I'm also going to be able to have enough space to put my zip into. So when you're doing this, try as much as possible to make sure that the fabric is touching. Make sure that you're folding, because there are sometimes that you're going to fold and then you find out that the one inside is shifted, and when that happens, it's actually a problem. So when you're sure that you have folded your material well, then you mark out your measurements. Now I don't want this dotted line to show, so I'm just going to rule a line as my guide, so that when I'm sewing, I won't use this English hemming. Now, like I said, this is the down part of a gown. I'm going to make the upper part with another material. So the half length of my client is 16 inches, but I'm going to start with 15.5 to make accommodation for the ½ inch to join to the upper part of the material. And my client's full length is 60 inches. 60 inches is my client's full length. So all I'm going to do is mark out my working space. Mark out, there is a board here, so that is what I'm trying to straighten out. So this is going to form my working space. From here to here is going to form my working space. So now my client's hip is 42 inches. Now there are a lot of ways to do that. Some people just take out 5 inches for convention, but normally the way I like to do my own, I like to divide the hip by 6, since I'm sewing a 6-piece gown. So if I divide 42 by 6, I'm going to have 7 for each of the pieces, but this place is the center part, so I'm going to divide this 7 by 2, which will give me 3.5, and then I'm going to add 1 inch. So I'm going to be using 4.5 here. Then the next marking, I'm going to add 5 inches. I'll do same on this side. I'll take out my 4.5 inches, and then from the 4.5 inch mark, I'm going to take out 5 inches. I'm going to use another material to make the upper part of this garment. So from here, now I'll now mark out where I want the 6 pieces to start fishing from. You understand? So I want the fish to start at point 33. So I'll mark out point 33. On this point 33, I'll mark out the same 4.5 inches that I marked here. Then I'll go to this side. I'll take out 15.5 for the upper part and mark out 33 inches. Now, when I mark out 33 inches, now remember what I took out from here is 4.5 plus 5. What I took out from here is 4.5 plus 5. So here, I've marked 4.5. So on this side now, I'm going to mark 4.5 plus 5, which is 9.5. So here, I'm going to mark 9.5. So I'll connect this line to this line, and I'll connect this line to this line. Then I'll connect this line to this point. From this fishing point, I'll connect it to the end of my garment, and from this fishing point, this is where my 33 is. From this point, I'll connect it to this point. So you can already see that the 6 pieces is taken. So now, remember I took out 4.5 inches there. So I'm going to, when I cut out this, I'm supposed to turn it so that this top will align with this top. And I took out 4.5 inches over there. Now my client's waist, so I'll put this line on the 4.5 inch mark. Now my client's waist is 29.5. 29.5 divided by 4 is approximately 7.5. It's not 7.5, but let me approximate 7.5. So I'll mark out 7.5 as the waist. I will add 2 inches allowance for sewing, and then I'm going to join these 2 edges. So I'm going to add extra 1 inch to make up for that joining. So that is this. Now my 15.5 inches once again. Now I take out my hip at 24. At this point, I'll still align my 4.5 inches, which is this point, my 4.5 inches. My client's hip is 42 divided by 4, that is 10.5. I'll add 2 inches allowance plus 1 inch for joining. I'll still mark out again my 33, which is where the fish will start. And just like I did before, I'll keep taking out 4.5 inches, 4.5 inches. So now my client's hip is 10.5. Now I'm going to go in by 1.5 so that the fishing will come in well, so that when she wears it, the mermaid will show well. So instead of 10.5, I'm going to go in by 1.5 inches, which is 9. Then I'll add 2 inches allowance and then 1 inch for joining both sides. So I'm going to join this point here to the edge of the garment. then join this, and then so you can see our 6 pieces is already showing. So like I said, I'm not going to hem this, so I'm going to use my zigzag scissors to cut out this part so that when I'm done it will look neat. Outline of our streets. So I will just notch this point so that when I'm sewing I will know what point should match what point. So that is actually that. So all I'm going to do right now is take it to my sewing machine and join this point like this, and also join this point like this, making sure that this notched edge matches. So this is the front, the center front, and the only difference between the front and the back is just the fact that the back has a cut which forms my zip allowance. So when I join this, take it to my sewing machine and join these two pieces up to somewhere here where I can attach my zip. So this is it, guys, for 6 pieces gown. So thank you guys for watching. Please kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel, and watch out for new videos. It's fashion catalog. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.